Have you ever looked up at a video of a rocket launch and just wondered? I mean, how on earth does that giant, skyscraper-sized machine get off the ground and fly all the way into space? It seems like it shouldn't be possible. Well, you know what? The secret is actually way simpler than you might think. So let's start with a kind of a weird question. What could a massive, super powerful rocket possibly have in common with a little party balloon? It sounds crazy, right? But it turns out when it comes to the basic physics of flying, they're practically family. Just think about it. You blow up a balloon, pinch the end, and then, psh, you let go. What happens? Shh, it zips all over the place, right? Well, that's because the air rushes out the back, and that action pushes the balloon forward. That simple little push, well, that's the whole idea behind rocketry.
Okay, so that's the big idea, but I know what you're thinking. A rocket is a lot more complicated than a balloon. So what's actually going on inside that huge metal tube? Let's take a look.
You can think of any rocket as having four main jobs to do. First, you've got the frame, which is basically its skeleton. It just holds the whole thing together. Then you have the package, or the payload. That's the important stuff, the reason for the mission. Could be a satellite, could be astronauts. Then you need the brains. That's the guidance system, all the computers that steer the rocket. And finally, the star of our show, the engine, or the propulsion system. That's the part that makes it go. And here's something that might blow your mind. When you look at a rocket sitting there on the launch pad, what you're mostly seeing is fuel. Just tons and tons of fuel. To give you some perspective, the space shuttle's fuel weighed 20 times more than the actual orbiter. A rocket is really just a gigantic, precisely controlled fuel tank with an engine on one end and a tiny little package on the other. Okay, so we know the engine creates the push, but how? What's the science behind it? Well, the secret isn't some crazy new discovery. It's actually a basic law of physics that was figured out hundreds of years ago. You've probably heard this one before, maybe in science class. It comes from the one and only Sir Isaac Newton. And believe it or not, this one single sentence explains pretty much everything you need to know about how rockets fly. So what does equal and opposite reaction actually mean? Well, picture this. You're standing on a skateboard and you throw a super heavy bowling ball forward as hard as you can. The action is you pushing that ball away from you. The reaction? The ball actually pushes you and your skateboard backward. A rocket engine is doing the exact same thing, just on a way, way bigger scale. And this is where it all clicks together. Our little balloon and our giant rocket are playing by the exact same rules. For the balloon, the action is air rushing out the back. The reaction is the balloon zipping forward. For the rocket, the action is super hot gas blasting down from the engine. And the equal and opposite reaction? The rocket soaring up into the sky. It's the same thing. So how do you create that incredibly powerful blast of gas? Well, it's basically a really, really intense and very controlled fire. You take a fuel, something like kerosene, and you mix it with something called an oxidizer, which is just a fancy way of saying a whole lot of oxygen. You burn that mix inside a combustion chamber, and it creates this massive explosion of hot gas that has to escape. And it does, right out of the nozzle at unbelievable speeds. That powerful blast is what we call thrust. Okay, this brings us to a really common question, one that trips a lot of people up. We often think a rocket works by pushing its exhaust against the ground or against the air. But if that's true, then how could a rocket possibly work in the vacuum of space, where there's nothing to push on? And here's the really cool part. A rocket isn't pushing against anything on the outside. It's pushing against itself. Remember that oxidizer we just mentioned? That's the secret ingredient. By carrying its own oxygen, the rocket brings its own little bubble of atmosphere with it. The exhaust gases push against the inside of the engine as they leave, and that propels the rocket forward. That's the big difference between a rocket engine and a jet engine on a plane, which needs to suck in air to work. All right, we've got our rocket parts, we get the physics of the push. Now let's put it all together and actually fly this thing on a journey to space. So at liftoff, the goal is simple. Go up and go up fast. The rocket shoots straight up to just punch its way through the thickest, soupiest part of Earth's atmosphere as fast as it can. That's where air resistance is trying to hold it back the most, so you just gotta power through it. But you'll notice it doesn't go straight up for very long. After about a minute, you'll see the rocket start to tilt. This is a super clever move called a gravity turn. The rocket slowly pitches over and just lets Earth's gravity bend its path into this beautiful, smooth arc toward orbit. It's way, way more fuel efficient than trying to fight gravity the whole way. Okay, here's another puzzle for you. We already said the rocket is mostly fuel, which makes it unbelievably heavy when it takes off. So how in the world does it get lighter and more efficient as it climbs higher and needs to go even faster? It does something that is so simple, it's brilliant. It just throws away the parts it doesn't need anymore. This is called staging. Once that huge first stage has burned all of its fuel, the rocket just lets it go. It detaches and falls away. And just like that, the rocket is suddenly so much lighter. Then, a smaller engine on the second stage fires up and takes over. It's like shedding a massive, heavy backpack halfway up a mountain so you can sprint the rest of the way to the top. Whew, we have covered a lot, from balloons and skateboards to gravity turns. So to make sure it all sticks, let's wrap this up with a quick cheat sheet. Everything you need to know about how rockets fly. It really all comes down to just 5 main ideas. Let's run through them real quick. All right, here we go. Number 1, rockets fly because of Newton's third law. Simple as that. Number 2, that law means for every action, there's a reaction. The hot gas blasting down is the action. The rocket soaring up is the reaction. 3, they work in space because they carry their own oxygen, that oxidizer. 4, they get lighter and faster using staging, dropping those heavy, empty fuel tanks. And finally, number 5, right now, rockets are our only way to space. They're the only tool we have to get people and satellites off our planet. So you see, while the engineering behind a rocket is incredibly, mind-bogglingly complex, the basic physics is actually beautifully simple. It's that amazing mix of science and pure human cleverness that lifts these massive machines from the ground to the stars. Which, of course, leaves us with one last really exciting question. Now that we know how they work, where should we tell them to go next?